Hey foodie, it's Bianca here, private chef, certified holistic nutritionist, and lover of all things delicious. So today we are going to make delicious spiced oatmeal cranberry cookies, and they are par excellence. I love them. And so there's some things that you need to know about cookies. They don't have to be all bad. Cookies can be breakfast, they can be a healthy snack. It just depends on how you build them. So for this cookie, we're going to be using oats, cranberries, there's some applesauce, that's how we're going to sweeten this whole shebang, and then we have our spices. Now, before you start baking, before you get any of your ingredients together, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You want your oven to be completely preheated because if it's heating up while the cookies are in there, they're going to bake unevenly and you're not going to get the texture that you desire, and that is no fun. So, we're going to start with our wet ingredients. Now, when you're baking things like cookies, I always think that you should combine the wet ingredients and then add them to the dry ingredients. That's just my preference, but you can do it your way. So, we have applesauce and vanilla, and we're going to add it to eggs that I whisked already. And so the applesauce is what's going to sweeten this cookie, and that's great because you also get fiber, you get pectin, you get a lot of really great stuff when you get apples. And so we added those. And then we're just going to mix them up just like so. And you want to make sure that it's all well combined because you don't want patches of weirdness. Now, for the dry ingredients. See, this recipe is super easy. There's like very few ingredients and you get a lot of bang for your buck. So, we're using vanilla. That was also in the applesauce, and then we have cardamom and cinnamon. Now the thing with cardamom is you don't want to overdo it because if you do, it's just going to be a cardamom cookie, but you want there to be that spice and that depth of flavor, and people are like, oh my god, this cookie's so good, without it being like, whoa, florally, because if you add too much cardamom, it's going to be too florally. So we have cinnamon, we have cardamom, and then we have dried cranberries. Now you can use sweetened dried cranberries, it's going to make for a sweeter cookie, or you can use unsweetened dried cranberries, it's really up to you. And then you just want to make sure that that's completely mixed up. You can use your hands, you can use a spatula, you can use really whatever you want. And then you're going to add the applesauce egg mixture to this, and then you just want to make sure that you combine it really, really well. Really well. And so the reason that I like this cookie is that it's versatile because you can make it sweeter by adding sweetened applesauce and sweetened cranberries, but you can also make it more of a sweet-ish treat as opposed to just a sweet, sweet, sweet treat. And so, like I said, you want to make sure that it's well combined. Okay, so once it's well combined, we move on to baking. So you want to make sure you have your parchment paper lined baking sheet. The only reason you want parchment paper is going to make for an evener bottom, so it's not going to burn it black, and also less cleanup. So you want your cookies to be uniform because that means that they're going to bake evenly. Noticing a theme here. When it comes to baking, you want to make sure that you're exact and that you're precise because that will make so that it results into what you want it to. That's the thing with baking. You don't really know what's going to happen until you pull it out of the oven, whereas with cooking, you can sort of add here, take away here, and all of that good stuff. But baking is different, so you just want to make sure it's all exact. So, I'm using a 1/2 cup measure, and then you just put it on to your baking sheet, and then press it down. If you want smaller cookies, use a smaller measuring cup. It's that simple. Flatten. And flatten. And so once you have formed your cookies into the cookie shape, you just want to put them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, preheated to 350. And you'll know they're done when they're starting to get dark, brownish around the outside, but they're still just golden brown on the top and ooey gooey in the middle. Okay, so you're going to take the cookies out of the oven and then you're going to put them on a rack to cool. Now, if you want a sweeter cookie, this is an excellent opportunity to drizzle some honey over top, some maple syrup, some whatever you want to make it sweeter. And so you just want to put it on a rack to cool because if you leave it on the hot baking sheet that's lined with parchment paper, it's going to start to sweat on the bottom and then you're not going to get that nice crispy outside and gooey inside. So you just want to put them on a rack to cool. Then you're good to go. So how you want to store these cookies is in an airtight container. on the counter for about 5 days if they last that long. I doubt they will. And if you also want to get even more creative with it, say you're having like granola with yogurt or something, you can make this your granola. So you can just take this and crumple it up into some yogurt and it's going to be delicious. So that is spiced cardamom and cinnamon oat and cranberry cookies. They're so easy to make. They're a healthier alternative to people's favorite, which is cookies. These can be breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe not dinner, but a snack, and they're so, so delicious. So I'm Bianca, professional private chef, certified holistic nutritionist, and lover of all things delicious. And this has been another, is this an episode? I don't know. I taught you how to make these cookies. Tell me how you like them. Join me in the How to Eat Facebook group on Facebook where you'll get this full recipe. I'll see you in there. Bye.